Redditors who've been in a situation where everything just felt wrong, like you'd stepped into an alternate reality for a moment. What's your story? Ask Reddit. This happened about 5 years ago, late one Tuesday night. I was driving home from my friend's place, a route I'd taken thousands of times. It was around 1 a.m., the roads were empty, and there was a light drizzle. I was listening to a podcast, pretty relaxed. I took the usual exit off the highway, the one that leads to the residential street where my apartment complex is. It's a pretty distinct exit. An old, weathered brick sign, a huge, gnarled oak tree right after the turn. But as I rounded the bend, something immediately felt off. The brick sign wasn't there. Instead, there was just a featureless concrete wall, kind of grimy and blank. The oak tree was gone, too, replaced by a cluster of skinny, dark pines I'd never seen before. My heart started to pound. I slowed right down, gripping the wheel. The streetlights, usually a warm, familiar yellow glow, were casting this harsh, bluish-white light that made everything look sterile and unfamiliar. I passed what should have been the old diner I always saw, but it was a boarded-up, derelict auto shop. The houses, too, they weren't the same. Instead of the mismatched, cozy homes, they were identical gray boxes with dark, empty windows. No lights on anywhere. It felt utterly deserted, silent except for the hum of my own engine and the faint swish of the wipers. Panic really set in. It was my street. I knew it in my bones, but nothing was matching. It was like a parallel version, stripped of all life and familiarity. I kept driving, trying to find anything recognizable. I even checked my GPS, but it just showed me on unnamed road in a gray void, as if my car itself was confused. And then, just as suddenly as it began, it ended. I blinked, and the warm yellow streetlights were back. The diner was bustling with a few late-night cars. The old oak tree stood majestically by the familiar brick sign. My apartment complex was just ahead, looking exactly as it always did. I pulled into my parking spot, shaking. I got out, looked back down the street. Everything was normal, absolutely normal. I still don't have an explanation. It only lasted maybe 3-4 minutes, but it felt like an eternity. I've driven that route countless times since, always a little on edge, always checking for that blank wall. It never reappeared.